by this group of men to come back.
USA on one. USA!
Third gold in a row. Rio, Tokyo, and now Paris.
Coming to you from the Olympic City, Colorado Springs, Colorado, this is the USA Volleyball Show. And here are your hosts, Stephen Munson and Severin Lavenstein.
Hello and welcome to the USA Volleyball Show, the official podcast of USA Volleyball. My name is Stephen Munson here in the Philippines, Manila, Philippines, the host site of the 2025 FIVB Men's World Championship. My co-host, normally Severin Lavenstein, is back home now in Anaheim, California, but he was at the 2025 FIVB Women's Championships, World Championships in Thailand a few weeks ago during the recording of our last episode. But this week we're in Manila, and I'm joined here by Merrick McHenry, middle blocker for the U.S. men's national team. Merrick, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we were just kind of talking a little bit off camera just about our experiences so far in Manila here. But for you personally, how has the experience been?
Yeah, it's been super amazing. It's my first time here in the Philippines, and like we were talking about earlier, it's been just so amazing to see how passionate the fans are. Being from America, men's volleyball is definitely on the rise, but to be here and to see fans screaming at us like we're Justin Bieber, it's pretty funny and amazing to experience. So yeah, it's a beautiful country, and it's been super amazing just to drive around and see everything. And the arenas are super great. Our hotel's amazing, and like I said, the fans have really just added a different layer of just enjoying volleyball and playing.
Justin Bieber is a great picture to paint there for our fans here. I've seen it from afar, the fandom that the Filipino people have for volleyball in general, but also specifically for USA volleyball players. And I've seen it on social media, on videos, but I was very much looking forward to experiencing it in person. And it's blown away my expectations. And it's literally so the way it works is you finish your match, you go through the mix zone where media interviews, and then you go into the fan zone, and you can tell every time a new athlete comes in because the place explodes.
Exactly, yeah.
Have you had any fun conversations with any of the fans or gotten any fun gifts from them?
Yeah, I've definitely gotten some gifts. I've gotten a lot of snacks and bracelets. I've gotten an insane keychain that someone painted and has my number, and it looks exactly like me. But I've just had honestly some super cool interactions of just people talking about how they've watched me since, college and things like that. Wow. It's super awesome just to see people watching, NCAA volleyball all the way here in the Philippines. But yeah, people are just super passionate, and they're super excited to have Team USA here in their country. So it's been really amazing to go through the fan zone. Like I said, sometimes walking in there, the screams are so loud, all I can do is just giggle and laugh because I don't know how really else to respond. I think it's amazing. But yeah, the fan interactions and even just the DMs that you get after the match of people just supporting you and excited that you're in their country. It's been super awesome.
And then on the court, for you personally, VNL, obviously not the result that we wanted for the team, but what's been the growth for you personally from that tournament to this one now here at the World Championship?
Yeah, it's been a really long summer, and I think the team has just slowly gotten better, and it's been really great just to see us all the way back in Rio at the beginning of the summer for VNL week 1, and now after our first 3 matches here at Worlds, just to see how much more together we're playing as a team, and just really understanding that this is a new group of guys playing together for the first time. We have some veterans, we have some new guys. So to really be able to come together and start seeing the way our team can compete and play together, it's been super amazing, and I'm super excited to see how the rest of the tournament goes.
This is your first World Championship, correct? And I guess coming into it, and even now here day to day, do you get any advice, or do you talk to anyone, some of the veterans, about expectations and just kind of how to go about yourself at a World Championship?
Yeah, I think the veterans have honestly done a great job of just keeping everyone super calm and level-headed. Micah Christensen and Eric Shoji have both just been super vocal about how these tournaments go, and this definitely isn't their first rodeo. So to listen to guys like those who I respect and I've looked up to for so long. It's just been really nice to grow with them and just to get to know them. And I think ultimately them being able to just tell us how these tournaments go and just telling us how to take care of our body and telling us how to prepare for a match or what's helped them. I think that's, I've really been able to take that and internalize it and really use it to just help me keep growing as a player and an athlete. But yeah, I think it's been super great to have veterans kind of just leading the young guys, and I think it'll only help us in the future.
And then, so USA is 3-0 right now in pool play. Pool play's over. Finished top of Pool D, first seed, going into the round of 16 elimination rounds now. You're playing incable right now. It's been a joy to watch you play and just literally jump out of the net. It's so fun.
I try, yeah.
You're flying. But you're playing so great right now.
Thanks.
But for you, is there a next level that you want to hit in this elimination round for yourself?
Absolutely. I think a lot of it is just being on the court and just comfortability and getting more comfortable, and I think that just comes with reps and times. But I think for me it really is just every day, how can I be the best Merrick to help my team win? Volleyball is a team sport, and just being able to take 2 steps back and understand I don't have to win this match for myself, and even if it's not my best match or I'm not feeling great or I'm tired or whatever it might be, knowing that there's 5 guys on the court and there's 13 guys on the bench who have my back and they're supporting me. So I think honestly, just as the tournament continues, just wanting to keep getting more confident and just playing more free, and just knowing that a volleyball match isn't won and lost in 1 point. It's about the entire body of work. So yeah, really just enjoying being on the court and getting better, yeah.
You mentioned just the entire body of work and the guys behind you. This last match against Cuba took everybody to get that win, which didn't necessarily need the win. You needed 1 set to get the first seed, but took all of the guys from the reserves and the bench to win and step in. How confident does that make you feel going into this next round that you have depth on this team and anybody can come in and contribute?
It's amazing, and depth is such a superpower when it comes to a volleyball team. When we're in training every day, there's so many days that each side is beating up on the other side. Every day in practice, you kind of never really know who's gonna come out on top that day, but it really is a testament just to how strong our team is. And even though we're young and we're new, we really do have a full set of 14, 15 guys who can come in and change the match and help us win and be better. And it really does just bring us confidence to know that even though it might not be someone's day, that there are game changers who can come in and really change the match for us. And like you said, last night, every single person on our roster played and we still ended up with a win. So it was really good just to see everyone on the court and just everyone be able to have connections and really focus on winning together as a team. And Team USA, I think it was honestly a really special moment, and just to see, the goods and the bads of it all, and us be able still just to grind and get the win. And it isn't always pretty, but it's just about winning sometimes. So it's super awesome and it's amazing, and it really is a superpower for sure.
You mentioned connections there, and I've noticed just in my role here, just being around the team, I've noticed a pretty special connection, I think, between you and Cooper. Obviously UCLA teammates as well, that connection there, but talk a little bit more about that relationship between you and Cooper Robinson.
It's been super awesome. I've known Cooper for a long time now, and being able to play a couple years together at UCLA and win some pretty big matches together, I think definitely has just really helped us continue on just that connection and bond here on the national team. Playing with someone that is one of my best friends and that I trust just, with things that I need to rant about or get off my chest. And it really is nice just to have someone to go back to the room to and talk about the match or talk about how I'm feeling or just talk about the shows I'm watching and what's going on in my personal life. But yeah, it's honestly been so much fun to travel the world with Cooper. And we were in Japan before we got here. We were at Hiroshima, JT Thunders, which is the professional club team that Cooper's going to be playing for. So it was really awesome just to be able to see where he's going to be living next year and playing his volleyball and getting better. But yeah, it really is super special just to be here with such a good friend and such a good teammate and someone that I hope to play with for as long as we possibly can. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you and Cooper roommates?
We are, yeah. We are, yeah.
Yeah. What are you guys talking about? You don't have to go into detail, but talking about or watching shows together, anything like that?
Yeah, we are definitely able to talk about a lot, and it's nice too just to be able to watch the other matches here that are going on and just talk about different teams and guys and dynamics. And it's also been nice just to, Cooper finished his last year at UCLA, and I was abroad this for my first professional season. So just kind of being able to catch up on, how this year went for him and, how different it might have been. But yeah, it's been super great just to be able to laugh and be in the room and fart around a little bit, yeah.
Looking ahead to the round of 16, I believe Slovenia is going to be who you match up against. But I guess, and it's still early, still a lot of preparation to go, but anything you're kind of looking, or I guess for our fans listening, what can they expect from this roster making that jump from pool play to round of 16?
Yeah, I think Slovenia is going to be a great matchup for us. We played them earlier in week 1 of VNL with a little bit different roster and lineup, but I think it's going to be a really good match, and I think Slovenia is going to be a really challenging opponent, and I think for us it really is less about what they're going to do and more about us fine-tuning our game and, just getting 1% better in little areas, whether that's blocking or just connections on hitter-setter connections and things like that. But I think these next 4 days of, preparation that we get before Slovenia really is just going to be about how Team USA can get better and whatever Slovenia throws at us. I know we have a great staff who work really hard and watch a lot of film and video and stay up crazy hours. So we're going to have a great plan for them, and we're going to be ready to go. And I think these next couple days of training are just going to be just super beneficial for us, just getting a little bit better before we play them.
And then might come back to more World Championship talk, but we'd love to learn a little bit more about you, your background. How are you, something we like to ask all of our guests is, how were you introduced to the sport of volleyball?
Yeah, so I'm from this little suburb of Dallas called Bedford, Texas.
Dallas, let's go.
I
Represent.
think you know pretty well. But yeah, so I grew up in Dallas, and men's boys volleyball is definitely up on the rise, but it's not, the biggest sport. Football is definitely the sport there for men. And my dad and my older brother both played college football, and my mother played volleyball at Texas Tech, and my dad played football there, and that's where they met. So when I was growing up, my mom still is, and she's a volleyball coach, and she was just coaching different club teams or coaching my oldest sister, coaching at high schools. And every single day my mom was going to practice, I wanted nothing more than to go with her and just to be a part of the practices. And from the time I was in maybe 4th grade, like I was playing with her JV and varsity teams, just practicing whenever they needed another body, or peppering with, the girls on the sidelines. And it really was, my mom's my superhero also, and really just wanting to be like my mom and just loving the work that she was putting into young athletes and, giving herself to them. And it really just lit a fire under me, and I loved just the team aspect of the sport. And like I kind of stated earlier, that it's not about one person, it's about the whole collective, and it's about everyone working together just to put the ball on the other side of the court. But I definitely started just from my mom and being able to watch her, and since then I honestly haven't ever looked back.
So you were the little brother running around.
I was, absolutely. That was definitely
causing
me.
chaos, but maybe not so much chaos, but you were trying to get involved.
Exactly, I was trying to beat them.
That's awesome. Aside from the family connection of it, was there a moment that really hooked you?
Oh yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, was there a moment that hooked you with the volleyball?
So I was 9 years old, and it was the 2009 Women's Volleyball National Championship, and it was Texas versus Penn State. And it was during the time when Penn State won 4 national championships in a row, and 2 of the seasons they were undefeated. And I was so obsessed with Penn State women's volleyball, and I loved just the history and the culture and the dominance and everything about it. And even being from Texas, like in that moment, I was totally rooting for Penn State, and they ended up, this was their third, they were going for their 3rd national championship in a row at that time, and they were down 0-2 to Texas, and Texas had maybe arguably one of the best women's college volleyball players of all time, Destiny Hooker. And to see Penn State battle back and win in 5, and just to see these All-Americans kind of with their backs against the wall kind of come together and rally and still win, even though Texas was absolutely firing. I remember in that moment just wanting to do exactly that, and I wanted to be a part of it, and I wanted to play college volleyball in that moment. I think that was definitely the initial moment that like totally lit a fire under me, and was super inspirational to watch. And then 2 years later, the women's national championship was actually in San Antonio, Texas. So my mom and I drove down and stayed there for the weekend, and were able to watch UCLA win a national championship in 2011. And that was just another moment just to see UCLA win, and not realizing that one day I was going to play for them, but just being such a special moment of just inspiring me to see someone win a volleyball national championship live. I think that really was the moment that I just was kind of sold, and I just really, that's all I really have ever wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a great story. Thank you for sharing that. You mentioned Destiny Hooker. Any other kind of volleyball idols you had growing up?
Absolutely. I think Destiny Hooker's definitely one of them. I think Alex Kleinman, who played at Stanford, I loved watching her play growing up. Even on that other Texas team, Ashley Engel, she was a lefty setter, and she also hit, and she was so amazing. And I think obviously a lot of people say Matt Anderson, like watching him when I was super young was something that was super inspirational to me. And I just remember the first time seeing Ben Patch play, like that was something to see, you know, someone who looked kind of similar to me playing at a super high level at BYU. I remember that was definitely a guy I really looked up to and I really wanted to be. And like, I really kind of, you know, did my game. I wanted my game to look like his a little bit, and I wanted to jump like him. So definitely have had a lot of inspirations and people that I've looked up to, and Ben Patch is definitely probably one of the top ones for sure,
Ben Patch, a great human being too.
Absolutely.
Great volleyball player, of course, but great human being. We've had him on the podcast before, and great conversations with him. So that totally makes sense. Was it just, so you mentioned Matt Anderson too, in watching Penn State in the national championship. Were you so focused on Penn State? Did you ever want to pursue Penn State?
Good question.
Volleyball?
I think a little bit. I think definitely, like, that was definitely a dream of mine. And then the older I got and as I started getting recruited, and I kind of went out to LA, I think I was just like so enamored at the idea of LA, especially being from just like the small suburb in Texas. The idea of LA and just how different it is and just how different people move and the traffic and the ocean and everything about it, I think really drew me. I think Penn State would have been an amazing school, an amazing time, but there was just something about the West Coast that I think really just drew me out there for sure.
And you mentioned Alex Kleinman too. Have you gotten to meet her in person or had any conversations?
I've never met Alex Kleinman, but I love to like her Instagram photos.
She does have a good Instagram profile for sure. Well, we have to try to manifest that somehow.
Yeah, please.
Especially with both of you in California too. So you talk about growing up around volleyball with your family. When did you start club? Where did you play?
So my first club season ever, I was 12 years old and I was playing up on a 14s team. It was a club called Tejas, and
still around today, I think.
I think so too. It's called Tejas, and we actually ended up getting like 5th and 14 open, and it was my first time of like playing for a medal and making the gold bracket and really doing anything like that, and that was super inspiring to me. And then kind of life happens and things went on, and I stopped playing volleyball for a while, and track was kind of my passion for a while. And I was super good at some of the events, and I kind of thought that was going to be what I was going to end up doing, and I kind of thought that was for me. And then kind of as I got older in my junior year of high school, kind of situations changed and I moved schools, and I just had some more free time, and I ended up being like, Mom, like I miss volleyball. It was something that I'm still passionate about and I love. Like I'd love to play again. In my junior year, I started playing club volleyball again, and I played for Excel, which is in Dallas. Still a great club going on, and they have great boys teams going on. So I was there for my junior year, and then I really felt that I ended up committing to UCLA my junior year while I was playing for Excel, and I kind of felt like I needed to make a step to play a little bit higher level volleyball. So I ended up my senior year of high school, I played for Austin Juniors. My mom's side of the family is all from Austin.
Okay.
So what we would do is every weekend I would drive to Austin for the weekend, and we'd have just like 3 practices of just a training camp every weekend, and then I would drive back down to Dallas. But it would be nice because I was able to stay with my aunt and see my young cousin Mia and just be with my family, and also play volleyball. So yeah, my last year I ended up playing with Austin Juniors, which was one of the most amazing years of my life. And Glenn and Kathy Litsky, who started the club, are some of the most amazing and generous and loving people ever, and I really do credit them with a lot of why I am where I am right now, and just really having people believe in me. And like I said, being from Texas, not a lot of people think you can, play volleyball at a high level and compete and for roster spots. So to have people who were just kind of pouring into me from the time I was 17, 18 years old, and really just telling me my potential and what they think I could be, I really think that helped inspire me just to keep pushing on and not only do it for me, but to do it for the people who believed in me and helped me get there. Yeah.
You see this a lot on the boys side especially, but athletes having to travel to go play for a different club, just based on availability or competitiveness with the club, even sometimes across states as well. But that's nice that you were able to go somewhere where you had some family and you could kind of make a weekend of it or a week of it. So I'm glad you had that. That's awesome. I went to college in San Marcos, Texas State. So very familiar with Austin. Go Bobcats, that's right. I love Austin, love the food there.
Austin's amazing.
The music scene there is great. It's a nice little different pocket of Texas. Nowhere else is like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. I wanted to live there so bad after college, but couldn't find a job there. But every now and then I get to go back and
I love Southern California, and I hope that's where I live the rest of my life. But if I ever had to go back to Texas, Austin, Texas is exactly where I'd go. Yeah.
A little detour here because I want to talk a little bit of Texas with you. Is there anything that you miss from Texas, or food-wise, or anything like that?
For sure. I definitely miss queso.
Oh
That's
my gosh,
the number one just thing I miss.
Tex-Mex,
you can find some type of queso in Los Angeles, but it's just different. And they do queso fundido, which is just the stretchy cheese, which just isn't my vibe. But I definitely miss Tex-Mex. That's the number one thing I miss.
Yes.
Torchy's tacos.
Torchy's.
Wow. So
they actually, not that long ago, they came to Colorado.
Okay.
So they're in Colorado now. So I get a little taste of Texas too.
Yeah.
Whataburger is also in Colorado
Whataburger
now.
breakfast, can't go wrong. Honey butter chicken biscuits.
It's the best at night too.
Of course.
Once 11 p.m. 11 p.m. hits.
Of course, I totally agree. But yeah, I definitely miss the food. Honestly, I love the food back home and just the Tex-Mex, and there's so many things that just make me feel super homey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely just miss my family in general. I think being away from them definitely has its challenges, but knowing that I have a support system who supports me in just chasing my dreams, and it's always nice just to go home and just be able to sit there for a little bit and just be with my family and just kind of do nothing and sit there. It's really nice. But yeah, I miss the food, and I definitely miss just my family for sure. Yeah.
Kolaches?
Oh yeah,
kolache person?
Come on. Of course. No cheese though.
No cheese? Okay. No. I can do the cheese. I can do a little jalapeno in it too.
I don't mind jalapeno, just no cheese for me.
Nowhere else, I've tried to bring it up a couple times in Colorado. They have no idea what it is. Yeah. It's just like a sausage roll type thing. It's something crazy, but I don't know. They do it differently there. Especially West Texas. If you stop in West Texas, outside of Waco.
That was the first thing I thought of. Because especially that was always my drive for club.
On 35.
Stop. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, same here. Dallas to San Marcos, that would be a stop for sure.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, we'll definitely have to talk more Texas off camera here. We won't drag our fans through this, but we talked a little bit about club. Now going into UCLA, what made you want to go play at UCLA?
My recruiting process was crazy. I came on the scene a little bit late, so a lot of just schools kind of jumped on me fast, and I just was having a lot of conversations and being 17, trying to think what's best for me in the long run. I definitely think it was stressful at times, but it was also super exciting just to know what my future could be. I think the second I stepped onto UCLA campus, it really was just super exciting and inspiring. And Brad Keller was one of the assistant coaches at the time who was kind of in charge of recruiting, and he was the one kind of walking me around and showing me around. And I think he just made a really big impact on me of knowing that if I came to the school, I was going to be in really good hands, and I was going to be around men who were going to really push me and challenge me, but also love on me and make sure that I was okay. And I think just the idea of playing for John Speraw, something that I just couldn't pass up on. And I think wanting to learn from someone who was also the national team coach and just learn the systems and just timing and ideas and just things that we talked about when it comes to just your mental and focusing on that part of the game. I think it was honestly a really easy decision for me after visiting campus and being around the coaching staff. And I think the coaching staff is really what drew me, and it is exactly why I decided to go to UCLA. And I'm super thankful for just my visit in general and how special it was for me. And even too, my mom came on all my visits for me, and she really had the same exact feeling of, she let me make my decision, and kind of after I let her know I wanted to be UCLA, she was like, I totally agree. And also just having someone who knows me really well and who raised me kind of know that that was the best place for me also. I think it was really honestly an easy choice at the end of the day. Yeah.
You mentioned John Speraw, and quite a unique opportunity to play for a national team coach. Yeah. What was that experience like, playing for John?
Yeah, it honestly was, it was amazing. I learned so much from him, and I really had so many just great breakfasts and coffees with coach before practice, and he really just poured into me, obviously as a volleyball player, but I really know for a fact that Speraw loves and cares about me just as Merrick, and he really allowed me to figure out who I was on my own, and he just was there to support me. And I think really, learning from someone who a lot of people might find intimidating or, playing for a national team coach can be kind of stressful and give you some pressure. But I think kind of just my freshman year being 18, just kind of getting it out of the way and just you know what, I'm here, and I know he wants me the best for me, and just kind of getting those initial nerves out of the way, I think was really good for me. And just as our relationship grew and I started just getting better as a volleyball player too, I think it really was nice just to have him in my corner and talk. I mean, he taught me so much about volleyball, but I think he taught me more just about being a man and just more about being a leader and how to just manage my emotions and be a good teammate. And I think ultimately he just taught me how to be prepared for situations that have nothing to do with volleyball. And I think he just is an amazing example of a father and a husband. And I think just being able to watch him love on his girls and love on Michelle, his wife, over those 5 years was just something super special to see and super encouraging. And I really think that he has just inspired me just to play volleyball and just play it at a high level, and also one day just to be a great dad and a great man and a great husband to someone one day. So I really honestly loved every second that I got to spend with Speraw, and just knowing that he definitely was, I think, such a weapon and a superpower just to have as a head coach and at the helm. And people don't really realize just the amount of work, honestly, he put into making us better and helping us win. And I think it really was such a superpower to be able to, things might not be going well, and just to look over and know that John Speraw, his brain's turning and he's trying to figure out how we can win this match. It was something that was super inspiring, and I always wanted you to just play a little bit harder. So yeah, it was amazing for sure.
That's all. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's incredible. Do you have any fun stories with you
man.
and John? Any that you can share, maybe?
Oh man, I do honestly. I think like the funniest one is, like I said, he really valued us being professional, and when we weren't, we definitely hear about it. There was one time that I won't go into too much detail, but there was one time that at school, it was after COVID, so we were kind of still back at home before we got sent back. And it was also an election year, so there was kind of this thing that UCLA was doing for athletes that you kind of had to make sure that you were registered to vote. And and then UCLA kind of like posted a thing of what teams and how much percentage of them are registered to vote. And unfortunately, UCLA men's volleyball was last.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Just at that time.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we get a text in like our group, and Spraw's like, in an hour, we're getting on Zoom. And Speraw gets on the Zoom and absolutely lit us up. And he talked about the most random stuff, as of like, we're babies and like we still need cheese on our broccoli because it doesn't taste good, and we need our mommies to do this and that. And we still, as a teammate, will get together and laugh about it and make fun of him about it, that he was just on Zoom like screaming through the freaking computer at us.
Right.
But yeah, we've had some great times and some funny stories with Speraw, and he might seem like this stern, cold guy, but in reality, he's a really warm and funny guy. And once you kind of peel back a couple layers, you see that he's just a normal dude, and it's just really fun to interact with him. Yeah,
I definitely have that, shared that same experience. I was the press officer the last 2 Olympic Games, so Tokyo and Paris. For the men's team, and was definitely very intimidated by John going into it, but had some great conversations with him, some really real personal conversations, and learning about his family, me telling him about my family as well, and definitely, you gotta dive in and peel it back, and not even that much. He's very willing to dive in and share and talk about it. But definitely share that sentiment about John. And, happy to have him at the helm of USA Volleyball too. A great volleyball mind, and it's definitely exciting times ahead for USA Volleyball.
I agree, absolutely.
At UCLA, you won 2 national championships back to back. What was that experience like going through those years and those seasons?
It was amazing, honestly. Like, I have the chills like just thinking about it right now. It was super special. And even my freshman year, before COVID shut the season down, we were 10-9. And then for my 4th year of school to be 31-2 and to be national champions, I think it was super awesome just to see the work the team did, the work the coaching staff did, just to really slowly, as each year went on, I think we got a little bit better and we got a little bit more confident and just ready to go. But yeah, it's honestly something just really hard to describe and put into words. It's something that just wanting to play an NCAA sport and being an NCAA athlete, it's something that everyone dreams of, and it's what they want to do. And then to be in that moment, or even to be in the bus going to the match and being like, what's going on right now? Like, it was such a crazy, like, pinch me moment. But it really is such a special feeling to go through from September 15th to May, and just every single day just kind of have your head down, just grinding for this one goal. And for at the end, you know, to have that moment with your teammates, it's so special. And to have it with your trainer, your weight trainer, to have it with the person who helps us with academics, and just to have it with just understanding how many pieces there are. It's not just about the starters, it's not just about the coach. It really is. So many people are needed, and so many things and factors need to happen in order for the stars to align in a way. And to experience that twice, it was honestly super, super special. And it's definitely something I will absolutely never forget. And I still like watch the videos sometimes and like look at my highlights of the story from it sometimes, just so I can like smile a little bit. But it really is something that you can't get that feeling again, and I really will remember it till the day I die. Absolutely. Yeah.
Making a mental note to go check out your Instagram
Yeah,
highlights
please.
for myself and experience that a little bit. Talking about your national team journey here too, how were you introduced to the national team or even just the national team program, you know, talking about the age group teams in the pipeline?
So I was probably honestly like 10 years old, maybe 11, and there was some random, I don't know exactly what it was, but the USA played in Dallas. And my dad took me, and I remember being 10 years old, watching Matt Anderson play and being like, that's all I want to do.
2015?
Maybe.
Do you remember what year? Because was it before Rio Olympics?
It was. It was a while ago.
I remember that. I was
there. Young.
I was there.
I was really young.
It was the World.
It was some World something.
Because they were doing this big push for the Rio Olympics, and they had like fencing going on. We had like a junior national championship or something going on too, and so it was all in the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Center.
Exactly. Yes.
That's so yeah. Okay, I think we're talking about the same thing.
There,
yeah.
And I was really young, and I just remember watching and just being so in awe of what was going on. And like I said, Matt Anderson, how athletic and just high jumped and all of it. And then when I was 12 playing on a 14s team is when our nationals was in Reno, Nevada. And same thing, it was one of those things where the USA was playing there because nationals was there, this and that. And again, I just remember watching and just being like, there's nothing else I want to be a part of and do from such a young age. And I think just the older I got, I think the Rio Olympics was kind of the first Olympics that I really like internalized and watched, and seeing Eric Shoji and Micah Christensen, who I'm literally on the court with right now, it's insane to me, and it's like totally a pinch me moment. And just be able to like be friends with them and just sit at meals and talk with them and just get to know them and hear about what their journey's been on the national team for the past 10 or so years has been just so inspirational to me, and it really is something that I don't take for granted. And I really feel so thankful, and I feel so blessed to be in the position that I am in right now. And it's honestly just been super amazing just to be on the court with people who I've looked up to. And I think as the rest of this quad goes on in next summer, and as Matt comes back and Aaron Russell come back, and as more guys are coming back again, like playing with people who I've really looked up to and wanted to be in a way and wanted to play like them, it's been just really amazing. And I'm just having, I feel like, a lot of pinch me moments at times for sure. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier you kind of idolized Matt Anderson while he was at Penn State.
Yeah.
Have you gotten a chance to meet Matt?
Yeah,
yet and have conversations with him?
Yeah, definitely. I've been like, kind of like had my foot in the door a little bit for like the
Jumping right back in, had a little technical difficulties. We're talking just off camera earlier how hot and humid it is. And it's definitely affecting our camera equipment right now. But we cut off with talking about Matt Anderson and your conversations that you had with him.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been able to meet Matt and just to watch him practice. And a couple weeks ago, we had like some of the national team guys come back. We're taking off this summer, and just connect with them again has been super nice. And again, like, I've been watching Matt since I was so young, and there's a lot of times I like get all mumbly mouth because I'm all shy and nervous. But it's really amazing, honestly, just to be able to be in the same space as him and just see how I've never met or seen anyone who's more of a professional and who comes in and is literally like, I'm gonna do every single thing possible today is gonna be for me to get better. And it's honestly been super inspiring, and it's someone that I just wanna be like and be a professional like, and he really is someone that when everyone's like, oh, I look up to Matt Anderson, I'm like, yeah, you should, honestly.
Totally.
Yeah, you should. I do too.
No brainer.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I've noticed just being around the team and even back in my time with Tokyo and Paris, but there's a little bit of special energy around this particular squad. And I don't know if it's just something that you guys have kind of built or grown or been growing together with through the summer and through VNL and now here at Worlds. But could you talk a little bit about the culture specifically with this group here in the Philippines?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just gratitude, and a lot of us are really thankful and really excited to be here, and we know that this is our time and our opportunity to, show that we can be a part of this national team and we can help guys push for medals. And I think really the team has talked about, again, just being happy to be here, and we all feel super blessed and excited. And I think a lot of it is almost just like being a kid in a candy store in a way of just like, hey, whatever happens today, like we're gonna do it with a smile on our face and do it like to the best of our ability and work really hard. And I think a lot of us too, we've kind of been in the Pan Am space for a long time of going to those tournaments together. So a lot of us know each other really well. And like a lot of us, this is our 6th or 7th trip together. And a lot of us played in college together. So I think it really is just a lot of friends being able to get together. And also we just happen to be okay at volleyball and we're able to, compete and try to win a world championship. So yeah, it's honestly been, I think, such a great group, and just our energy and our vibes and our connection. And I think it's been really special to see. And I think during those first 3 matches in pool play, you were really able to see just how we're kind of coming together as a team and really starting to gel and mesh for sure.
Yeah. Well, outside of the national team, I know you play in France. Is that where you're returning next season?
Yeah, Nice, France.
Nice,
yes,
France.
Uh-huh.
And then you mentioned that you're bringing your cat with you. Yeah, tell us about your cat.
Yeah, I do. I have a cat. His name's Maverick. He turns 5 in November.
Happy early birthday,
Yes,
Maverick.
happy birthday, Mav. I love you. But yeah, growing up, both my parents are allergic to cats, so I was never, unfortunately, able to have one. So I went through my freshman year in the dorms, and the second I was out, I was like, it's time, man. I need to get him. But yeah, he's an American Shorthair. He's an orange cat, and he grew up in a college apartment. So, we'd have people over, and everyone was always holding him and this and that. So he's really friendly, and he's a really personable cat, and he definitely has his attitude and his little feisty side, of course, as all cats do. But I think that's why I love cats so much, and I'm so obsessed. But yeah, it's really nice to have just a part of home to bring with me overseas. And after a long day, just be able to come home and know that I'm gonna have something meowing at me and wanting my attention. It's honestly really nice. And yeah, I love having a cat, and I will, one day when I have a home, I hope have 10 cats running around for sure. I want to be a cat lady.
Will you be the cat lady?
Yeah.
You'll have the sticker on the back of your car, right?
Absolutely. And every single cat, exactly.
I love that. Is Maverick a good traveler?
He is, honestly. The first time, he was in a plane was going from LAX to Paris.
Okay.
And he totally thugged it out, and he was amazing. And I didn't need to give him anything to help him sleep. And on the way back, he honestly probably slept for 8 of the 10 hours of traveling. So yeah, he's a really good traveler. And as long as his bag is sitting on my lap or somewhere close to me, he's honestly fine. He just passes out.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
That's
a good
great.
traveler for sure.
That's great. Honestly, sounds better than me.
Yeah, right. Me too. Oh my gosh.
I wish I could do that.
I'm more uncomfortable than him, absolutely.
Well, as we kind of wrap up here and before our camera goes down, again, do you have a message for the USA fans and our listeners right now, kind of ahead of the round of 16?
Absolutely. I would say, first off, thank you so much for everyone's support. We're so excited to be here and represent our country. And like I said earlier, none of us take it for granted at all. We all walk into every match and every training and every lift and really are trying to think how we can help Team USA win as a whole. And being the first summer of this quad, and the Olympics being in LA, it's something that is super special for us, and a lot of us really want to be there and a part of that roster. And we're super excited for the rest of World Championships, and we can't wait to see what this squad can do, and hopefully we can shock some teams. So yeah.
Where can fans follow you on social media through your journey with the national team?
Yeah, on Instagram and TikTok, just at Merrick McHenry. You can follow me on both of those places. I'll make sure to keep everyone in the loop of what's going on and post my cat Maverick, of course, and all my adventures overseas and with the national team. I hope for a couple of years and a long time to come, for sure.
Yeah. Well, Merrick, thank you so much. This
Yeah.
has been great. As you can hear on the camera here, probably, we got a birthday next door. But we're wrapping up here. Merrick, thank you so much for taking the time. This has been an awesome conversation. Looking forward to talk a little bit more about Texas later with you. But good luck in the round of 16 and the rest of the World Championships, and then also in France as well.
Thanks, Steven.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
And for our listeners here, this has been another episode of the USA Volleyball Show, the official podcast of USA Volleyball.
This has been the USA Volleyball Show with Steven Munson and Severin Lavenstein, produced by Curtis Ward. Our content producer is Laura Fawcett. Our marketing lead is Bree Jaycox. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to rate, review, and share with your friends. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the USA Volleyball Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to or watch your podcasts.